All right, everybody, here we are in the book of Isaiah, chapter 40 and 1. And like I said, it goes on with more of this first coming, the second coming, the judgment, uh, just loaded with prophecy about our victory with the New Jerusalem. And this continues all the way through chapter 66, folks. So it really is a heavy duty book. It is the one of the treasures that was found there in the Dead Sea Scrolls, complete book of Isaiah, and it matched up with our King James Bible. It was quite a victory there. That this was a complete book and that it verified the critics that we had going back then. So here we are, chapter 41, verse 1. Keep silence before me, O islands, and let the people renew their strength. Let them come near, then let them speak. Let us come near together to judgment. So that's a gathering, isn't it, folks? All right, now when you see islands or the isles, that means lands that are across the sea from the Middle East. Any place that's across the ocean in the Bible is called isles or islands here. So he's basically saying this to the whole world. And he's talking about gathering. And this is a lot of love here from God. Okay, and 2 it says, who raised up the righteous man from the east, called him to his foot, gave the nations before him, and made him rule over kings? Question mark. He gave them as the dust to his sword, and as driven stubble to his bow. And there's his bow. Okay, from the east, that's the way he's coming. That's the direction that we're talking about on the circle of the earth. This is the way the stars rotate. This is the way the circle of stars, they come down when there's spiritual endeavors to do, and they go up, and it's a circle over the earth. It just is. This is Jesus Christ here. Notice the stubble, notice the bow. We just read about that in Revelation, about him sitting on the white horse and his bow. And not only that, but the rainbow over his throne. But this here's the weapon, and this is the destruction of the wicked out of the land at his second coming. 3, he pursued them and passed safely, even by the way that he had not gone with his feet. The reason he's not going with his feet is because he's riding the white horse. And that horse is a cherub. He's not the type of horse that you and I would have out here in the barn. This is a great cherub from over the throne. There's 4 of them. Here he's riding the white one on his second coming. He is no longer walking around at this point. 4, it says, who hath wrought and done it? Calling the generations from the beginning, question mark. I, the Lord, the first, and with the last, I am he. Now that's exactly what Christ said there in the book of Revelation. He created all things. The Father put it all into his hand, and he created you and I and the world and all that is therein. 5, it says, the isles saw it and feared. The ends of the earth were afraid, drew near and came. Okay? So, 6, it goes on about this courage. Listen to this. They helped every one his neighbor, and every one said to his brother, be of good courage. Okay? You know, when you first start reading this, you think, well, this is the good fear, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is a gathering to try to stop Christ. Listen here, these passages here, they'll throw you off because by 7 here, you're making an idol. Listen to this. So they're encouraging each other, but not in a good way. Listen to this in 7. So the carpenter encouraged the goldsmith, and he that smootheth with the hammer, him that smote the anvil, saying, It is ready for the soldering. And he fastened it with nails, that it should not be moved. So there's your idol. 8, it says, But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. And you and I are grafted into that. As we progress here in the Word, we become a friend of Jesus. Isn't that nice, folks? Jesus Christ called all his apostles his friends and said there's no greater honor than for one to give their life for their friends. Isn't that something? 9, thou whom I have taken from the ends of the earth, and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, Thou art my servant, I have chosen thee, and not cast thee away. All right, so you notice, see how this is a gathering here, folks. These people were gathered from the ends of the earth. Okay, so you got the 2 gatherings. One is the gathering of the saints, and the other is the gathering of the brainwashed idiots there at the Battle of Armageddon. 10, it says, in a new paragraph, Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee, yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. See, that's for us, folks. When Satan roars, we lean on the Lord. Isn't that right? 11, Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish. That's the protection of the saints, folks. It just is. 12, Thou shalt seek them, and shalt not find them, even them that contended with thee. They that war against thee shall be as nothing, and as a thing of naught. And that's the destruction of the wicked out of the earth. And he's going to protect you and I, folks. 13, For I, the Lord thy God, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, Fear not, I will help thee. See, that's what I'm saying. We got to lean on the Lord. Let him empower us. Let him protect us. Let him guide our footsteps. All right. Anyway, on we go with the scripture in 14. Fear not, thou worm, Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, saith the Lord. And thy Redeemer, capital R, the Holy, capital H, One, capital O, of Israel, capital I, and that is Jesus Christ. 15, remember this harvest, this threshing floor, this is over flesh, folks. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument, having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains, and beat them small, and shalt make the hills as chaff. That's the final casting down there, folks. Just is. Remember, when you have faith of a mustard seed, you can move a mountain. Remember that? Well, here we are, and this mountain represents the fall of Mystery Babylon, the whore. 16. Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them, and thou shalt rejoice in the Lord, and thou shalt glory in the Holy One of Israel, and that's Jesus Christ again. Notice the fan in the hand. That's used over and over when it comes to the second coming. It creates the wind. The wind actually causes the fire to burn harder and spread faster. And many times in these prophecies, you'll see Christ returning with his fan in his hand. So just remember that, and here it is in 16. 17. When the poor and needy seek water, and there is none, and their tongue faileth for thirst, I, the Lord, will hear them. I, the God of Israel, will not forsake them. How about that for a guarantee? See, this right here is a faith-building chapter here. It has to do with the last days. It has to do with the fall of the wicked. It has to do with the replenishing of all things here. Listen. 18, I will open rivers in high places and fountains in the midst of the valleys. I will make the wilderness a pool of water and the dry land springs of water. Now that is the replenishing of the world. I said it's going to be regenerated. It's going to be repaired. He will do this. Okay, it's throughout prophecy. Now, here are these trees. Pay attention to these trees that we're going to get planted here. Even the red horse there in Zechariah was in the myrtle. And then these trees are going to be along, there's 12 different types of trees there, or is it 14? I think it's 14 different types of trees along the river that flows out from the throne of God. And they're for medicine, they're for healing. Even the tree of life is there at the New Jerusalem. And this is Jesus Christ in 19. I will plant in the wilderness the cedar, the shittah tree, and the myrtle tree, and the myrtle, and the oil tree. I will set in the desert the fir tree, and the pine, and the box tree together. Okay, and we like to count these things, and that's the way the Bible's written, and there were 7 of those, the table people just said. 20, it says, that they may see and know and consider and understand together that the hand of the Lord hath done this, and the Holy One of Israel hath created it. Okay, so the people that are wise in the Lord will understand who did these things, because behold, he told you he was going to do them before. And then when the prophecy comes true, the faith of the saint grows. 21, produce your cause, saith the Lord. Bring forth your strong reasons, saith the King of Jacob. That's capital K. That's Jesus Christ. 22, let them bring them forth, and shew us what shall happen. Let them shew the former things that they be, that we may consider them, and know the latter end of them, or declare us things for to come. Okay, and that's in the doctrine. You get the vivid history, you get the prophecy, you get what's happening at the time it was written, you get the things that are written that are coming in the future. It is really the 77 books here. Even at my age, they knock me out of my chair. They just do. It's so real in the Bible. 23, shew the things that are to come hereafter, that we may know that ye are gods, little g. Yea, do good or do evil, that we may be dismayed and behold it together. Okay, he's mocking the people that say they're gods here. And I'm telling you, these big wigs, the rich man of the world, he's inbred with these angels. He's deceived. He's into all these occult doctrines, into witchcraft, sorcery, potion giving. When they're raining the chemtrails down on you, that's a potion. That is sorcery up there, folks. They even make pentagrams up there. They make big pyramids. It is really an exact art, little a. And so here they are, and God's mocking these people here because they say they are gods. Yeah, even that Shirley MacLaine actress there, she said, when you say I am a god, it puts this energy through you. So they got this video of her running down the beach screaming that she's a god. See, and that's just pure egotist. You don't humble yourself. You say, I'm a god. This is the flatteries that the Antichrist is using on people. And it's not in reality. They're not going to be a god. They can marry machines. They can have a chip put in their hand or forehead. They can nanorobot up. They can plant their cell phone in the back of their skull if they want to. They're not going to be a god. And they're going to die. And worse yet, they'll die the second death there at the end of the millennium. How about that? That's double dead. So, again, these Antichrist people or wannabe Antichrist, they all end up saying that they're God. And this false prophet and Antichrist that we're going to be running into here before too long in the world today is no different. They claim Lucifer's the God, the dragons are God, and that this Antichrist is their God-man. Okay? So, and he's telling them, oh, give us a prophecy that's sure to come true. Well, see, fallen angel prophecies don't always come true at all. A lot of times they're just deceiving the people. So, no, there's no God going to do this but our God. Okay, in 24, behold, ye are of nothing, and your work of naught. An abomination is he that chooseth you. Okay? So that's what the Lord says about them there in 24. And people make their choice. They make their choice, and there they will stay till Judgment Day, folks. That's the way it is. So all you people want to saddle up, that want to be partakers with this Antichrist beast system and mark, you're nothing. Your fruit is withered. It's decayed, and it's going to go bye-bye, folks. Okay, now remember what I said about directions, and remember what I said about the sides of the north. This is in 25, I have raised up one from the north, and he shall come from the rising of the sun, shall he call upon my name, and he shall come upon the princes as upon mortar, and as the potter treadeth the clay. Okay. Notice the direction here. Notice that he's coming from the north. What did I tell you about the sides of the north? And remember that this is going to come east to west, clockwise around the firmament of the earth when Christ returns. Okay, so And we know to look up as soon as we see the abomination that's make it desolate there in Jerusalem. Okay? So he's telling you that this kind of prophecy is only given through God. 26. Who hath declared from the beginning that we may know? Question mark. And before time that we may say, he is righteous? Question mark. Yea, there is none that sheweth. Yea, there is none that declareth. Yea, there is none that heareth your words. Okay, so like I said, these Satanists get their prophecy. Their leader's a liar. Satan himself, he meets them every 28 years. The sun cycle celebration, Feast of the Beast. He appears before all the luminists of the world. And he gives them their marching orders. But he's a liar. He's the father of lies. So he knows he's going to lose. All right? So his prophecies are probably not going to come true at all, because he's got a delusion that says, I'm going to knock Christ off his throne and set my throne on the sides of the north. See, he can prophesize that till he's blue in the face and go till it turns green. That is not going to happen. He's going to lose. Hey, Lucifer, you're a loser. 27. The first shall say to Zion, Behold them, and I will give to Jerusalem one that bringeth good tidings. Okay? And we know who that is. I don't have to say that. 28, the number of years in the sun cycle celebration, Feast of the Beast, the Julian calendar Feast of the Beast, on leap year, mind you. For I beheld, and there was no man, even amongst them, and there was no counselor, that when I asked of them could answer a word. 29. Behold, they are all vanity. Their works are nothing. Their molten images are wind and confusion. So there is that. And this includes that final idol there, this beast, this image of the beast, of the Antichrist, that's going to be speaking to the world there from Jerusalem, set up there next to the Temple Mount or on the Temple Mount, the abomination that maketh desolate. And there it's going to be speaking to the world and giving them their marching orders. And this false prophet is going to say, you have to worship this thing. All right? So the idolatry has not went away. It's in all the temples. The obelisk is the shaft of Baal. It always has been. It is the most used idol in the world that's ever been. It's very important. Look at 2001, A Space Odyssey. And there is the obelisk during an alignment of the heavenlies, channeling the force, okay, to the cavemen initiates. All right, and notice it's an alignment. This is their religion, folks. And they're going to fall. They're going to fall here. So, hey, I've enjoyed the teaching today. I hope you're enjoying it, and I hope you're learning, and I hope your home Bible study's going good. So, here we are, the King James Bible Prophecy Church. I'm Tom, and the table here is signing off until we hit chapter 42, the number of months in the Great Tribulation. See you there, ladies and gentlemen.